Osio Halito, my brothers and sisters. I want to give a special shout out to Dane Calloway for helping me find my path when it comes to finding myself, my people, you know what I'm saying, and my heritage, my bloodline. I have dated my bloodline back to the 1700s, man, and I found some crazy things. Some crazy things. I went all the way back to the 1741 is the furthest I was able to go back to. Actually, a little further than that. I'm sorry. But yeah, the 1700s. So I want to give a shout out to Dane for that because if it wasn't for me watching this brother for so many years, and it took me a while to really like come to this mindset I have now to do this, what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? Coming out with my own, platform, I should say, a podcast, and start just speaking the truth about who we are as an American people, and that we are not from Africa. Even though some of us may have a little bit from certain parts of Africa in us, and not to say that's not from the people that was already here though. You know, we do got people that traveled and did come from that way, but I don't call that place Africa no way because the only Africa I know of is what was under control of the Roman Empire in 117 AD, and that was just a very, very small northern section of the landmass, what they call today Africa. So I do not refer to the whole continent of Africa. What I have studied and the images I have seen, majority of Africa once upon a time was called Ethiopia. That was like the biggest empire once upon a time in those times. So how did the whole entire country become Africa, and how did we become African Americans picked up on a slave ship through the transatlantic slave trade from the western parts of I should say Africa? That's all cap. And for the record, Nigeria only became a country like in I think the early 1900s or something like that, and that was because of British companies was using the resources there, and they wanted to make that place like a basically a stronghold for their companies, and then later on it became a country. So just get that whole thing of we came from West Africa as slaves. It wasn't even nothing there at that time, but just resources. So let's just remember that. All right. Anyway, I want to just say again, Osio, Halito, to all my brothers and sisters. Another special shout out to Dane Calloway, brother. I thank you for bringing me to this light and get me on my path. So I want to start this off today. I want to just go into this. I'm not going to make this very long like I did my last episode. Hopefully a lot of people watched it. If y'all didn't, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully when my page pick up engagement, people go back and kind of listen to some of the jewels I dropped. It was my first video, so I kind of was hesitant on, the lecture, but, I get better at it, you know what I'm saying? Plus, I was smoking, I think. I don't even remember, but whatever. I want to start this today with the Indian Removal Act. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 topics I want to touch, but this the first one. And I'm going to go in order with dates. So everything that I'm saying, these 3 topics, they are in dated. So it's just like one act happened, and another act, and another act, and they all happen like in different times, but all within the same, in the 1800s, but just in different, like say about 30 years apiece, almost something like that, like 30 to 20 years apiece. So we're gonna start with the Indian Removal Act, was signed into law by President Andrew Jackson on May 28, 1830, authorizing the president to grant unsettled lands west of Mississippi in exchange for Indian lands with existing state borders. A few tribes went peacefully, but many, resisted, and we know how that went down. So, during this time, the Indian Removal Act in 1830, signed by the President of the United States, not of America to me, because America is separate from the United States, if you ask me. The United States is a big corporation, but that has came into the lands of America and set up shop. So, when they talk about the history of the United States, do never get that confused with the history of America, because America's history goes way, way before any settler ever came here. It was already civilizations here. So we can never say American history. They say United States of America history or the United States history because this is their history. It started when they came here. So they say a few tribes went peacefully. They accepted the terms and they just left. But a lot of them didn't. And what you think happened to the ones that didn't? Well, it wasn't a kumbaya party, I could tell you that. And there was some fighting going on, and people was being killed. People was being murdered, left and right, just for saying they was Indian. If you said you was an Indian, 9 out of 10 you was gonna get hung and lynched. And this is what they show you in them papers these textbooks, but they show you, oh, this happened to African slaves and runaway slaves and this and that. No, no, this was an Indian Removal Act, 1830. They said slavery ended in the 1860s. This is 1830. They was already getting rid of our people. So that's the goes to show you the whole slavery thing. Y'all got to get that out your head. Us coming on a boat from Africa, get that out your head. I got a little small short story. If you watch it, it explains to you what Africa really was. So don't let this fool you too much, man. Like, y'all really gotta read, man. It's on Google. And if it ain't in Google, man, you go to a library and they got books on all this stuff. Like, bro, like, just read, man. I don't know why people don't like to read. Y'all can pick up your phone, Snapchat, text, Twitter, Facebook for hours, but you can't pick up a book or go on Google and just research for an hour, man. It ain't gonna kill you, man. Like, damn, read some shit. If you don't believe nothing I'm saying that you an Indian and you ain't from Africa, then go read, bro. Read some of these acts and see why they did what they did. It's no reason why these people signed a bill to get rid of Indians. Why would they call it the Indian Removal Act? Like, do that even settle on any of y'all mind? And today you got the Indians, or supposedly the original Indians that was here. They call them Native Americans. Native Americans came later on through the ice bridge. They are natives to this land, but they came here and they worked and they built their little stuff like up in Canada and in the northern plains and in the like Dakota and all them plains. You gotta remember, it's America's is big, from South Central Mexico to the South, the East, the Midwest. It's tribes all over there, bruh. It's tribes all over there. So the Indian Removal Act was to remove the ones over here by Mississippi, Virginia, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida. These states that I'm naming had majority of my type of indigenous American Indian people there. You understand what I'm telling you? So my people mostly got robbed for their stuff, because you still see Native Americans today with they tribal lands and still got they getting money and all this and that. But for my people, we getting relisted as Negro, Black, African American, slave, all this bull stuff that don't pertain to us. And it all started right here with this Indian Removal Act signed by Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson, the president of the United States at this time. And he deliberately did this act on purpose because they wanted to get rid of us, to get us off our lands, so they can create more borders to expand their United States. So now we're gonna go into the 1866 Homestead Act. Now the Southern Homestead Act was initiated to help former Aboriginal Americans gain their lands. It opened up about 46 million acres of land and 18.6 million hectares of land in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Now, the thing was about this. Now, basically what they telling y'all, we down there on the South. They know rightfully the South is ours, all right? Not just the South. This whole shit is ours, bro. But we was robbed out of a lot of stuff that was ours, bro. And then, even though people came here, wars happened, stuff got taken, we still, after all this stuff, we still was supposed to have land. We still don't have any land. And then it's like they gave us welfare. And y'all already know when welfare came along. That was in the 1930s, 1935 to be exact. And that was right after the bombing of, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and destroying all the Black Wall Streets, throwing some welfare, put them in public housing, move them into the cities. And then that way we can occupy them and experiment, etc., etc. But that's a whole nother video I got for y'all. This right here, we talking about the Homestead Act. Now, we just robbed of land. And before we was robbed of land, we was robbed of our identities in 1830. So, look, 1830, take their identities away. And if they claim it, kill them. 1866, take their land away. If they fight for it, kill them. Now we're going to go into the 1887. So, the Dawes Act. Let's go into the 1887 Dawes Act. Y'all heard me talk about the 1887 Dawes Act. If you ain't ever heard me talk about the 1887 Dawes Act on this damn platform here or Facebook, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm on YouTube with it too. This video going on YouTube, but it's also going to put a clip of it up there on Facebook like I normally do. But this the whole thing with me. In 1887, Darwin's Act, stealing of the land of Aboriginal Americans. Now, this here on Google is gonna say this: only the Native Americans who accepted the division of tribal lands were allowed to become U.S. citizens. Why will some people decide to become U.S. citizens on their own land, which is called America? Why is I'm becoming a United States citizens on some land that's already mine? That's because you came and set up a whole new shop, right? You came and set up a whole new shop and called it a corporation company, and the U.S. citizen is more like an employee to the company. See what I'm saying? A United States citizen is an employee to the company of the United States. You understand what I'm trying to tell y'all? It says this ended the government stripping over 90 millions of acres of tribal land from Native Americans, then selling the land to non-Native U.S. citizens. Non-Native U.S. citizens. Therefore, they ain't sell it to no natives, and they ain't even sell it to no damn U.S. citizens. They sold it to immigrants. You dig? That's the whole thing. So I just went in order with 3 different topics just to kind of break some shit down to the people. You know, we got over here, we got the Indian Removal Act of the 1830s. Get rid of these motherfuckers' identity. 1866, we gonna snatch their lands and we gonna throw them wherever we throw them. We gonna snatch their lands and they gonna get what they get. And then right here, we gonna strip all the lands from everybody now at this point, and then we're gonna let people come sign up and claim that they Native Americans, and lines say they Native Americans, $5 Indians, etc., etc. All the immigrants come over here and y'all take they shit. I'm gonna replace them. This was the replacement. First they took your identity, then they took your lands, and then they replaced your lands with new tenants. You see what I'm saying? Immigrants. This whole thing is to show y'all, man, just go read, man. Go research. Go look up some shit. If you doubt what Dane Calloway talking about, if you doubt with my people, what's their name? I wanna say, give me a second. What's my man? The research guy. I don't know if too many people know about the research guy. The research guy be dropping some jewels. The only thing I do not agree with the research guy with, and that's my guy, don't get me wrong. Research guy, you my guy if you hear this. But when you start saying your Father in heaven, holy Jesus, nothing against nobody believing what they want to believe, but I can't go along with that, bro. That's one, you got a lot of knowledge, bro. But I don't see how you can't get over that one part. You should be able to overlook that. But it's cool, man, because I like your teachings, bro, and you really put on for the, you know what I'm saying, for the teachings of this. You know what I'm saying? I like it. And you ain't biased with your content either. You know what I'm saying? So I dig your content, bro. And there's a few more people I watch on here. I believe the name is, I want to say something YT. I forgot their name. I think it's like Solo Shani or something like that. I don't know, man. But I'll figure it out on my next episode. I'll put their link down there in my description. But yeah, man, all this stuff that I be researching, bro, is all documented stuff. All this stuff is documented. And you ain't gotta sit here and guess it, man. You just gotta read, bro. It's not rocket science. People be acting like when people research shit and they talk about it just because you ain't do no research on it or it ain't true. Nah, bro, you just don't know it because you don't read. Y'all don't read nothing but, statuses on Facebook, Twitter, retweets, shade room posters. Y'all don't like to put y'all head in no books. I bet half y'all don't even buy books, bro. I be spending my money on books, bro. I don't care. I need that information because that's where all the info is, in the books. I watch videos on YouTube and I listen to people, but I also read books, and that's what a lot of people need to get back into, reading books, y'all. Y'all don't like reading, and that's a shame, because y'all ain't gonna never know nothing if y'all ain't reading nothing. But y'all, that's what I got for y'all today. Them the 3 topics I wanted to go off of, man. Hopefully y'all go research some of these acts, man. Mainly the Indian Removal Act, the Homestead Act, and the Dawes Act. however you say it, who cares? I don't know. The 1887, you know what I'm saying? Then we got 1866, and we got one in 1830. 1830 was the Indian Removal Act, 1866 the Homestead Act, and 1887 was the Dawes Act. Go research all three of those acts. Come back, holler at me, tell me if I'm tripping or if you just been tripping this whole time because you didn't know. Peace, love, and family. Osio, Halito. I hope everyone have a blessed rest of the year because we don't know what 2024 going to be like. So, hopefully we all be here next year and we still, what I'm saying, congregating amongst each other. One more thing I want to say, outside of all this, as the community as a whole, I don't care what you refer to yourself as, Black American, African American, Indian American, whatever, man. We need to start coming back together, man. And we really do. I'm talking about from the gangs to the educated people, to the farmers, the doctors, holistics. We need everybody in the community to really start coming together. We need to buy at least a church in every city and turn it into a community center to where we can come and talk about the problems we got amongst the community and things that we can come together and do to build our community. So we can become self-sufficient outside this government because this government ain't never had no best interest to us. And it's starting to show that it ain't got no interest for nobody of American descent at all. White, black, whatever. It just don't. It's showing like it really don't care. So this is the time for us to really come together and get our stuff together in our communities. That way we can meet other communities and we can come together and we have our stuff together and we can come with the Latin community and the white American community and us as the originals. I'm not gonna say Black African American because I don't call the original Americans, us the Aboriginals. We need to all get our shit together so we can meet these other communities where they stand at, and we can all come together and rebuild what's ours. And we can probably really, really walk away from this government, their money and everything, and start growing and trading amongst each other and come out with our own currency by getting our own resources behind us. Because we don't really need no government, bro, at this point. They didn't already showed us they not for us no more. And usually the government is to control I guess, to me, this is what the government is to me. The government is to control the companies that bring goods in and out, the country, and to control such things like the military for other countries invading us and blowing us up and controlling things like, just stuff like that. The trading that's go on with other countries international, the military, our police and stuff like that, then laws. But when it comes to messing with our livelihoods individually and pushing these certain agendas and putting stealing elections and all this other shit that's going on, bro, that is not what the government for. The government is not to control the American people. It's to work for the good of the American people with the things that basically we need to keep this country running. Because it's already a business, it's too late. But since they done turned the country into a business and it's not really even a country no more, their job is to do a few things. They done turned their job into controlling everything. And that's not what it's about. Never been about that. And that's why I said our people need to come together and get their shit together. And other communities need to get all their stuff together because I be seeing slopes in every community. Now, everybody need to sit back and get their stuff together. But mainly my people, the Aboriginal people of America, we is really programmed the most right now, and we really need to wake up and get out this program, because this program that we've been on for years, and family generational curses handed down to us with this ignorance, because we don't want to sit back and learn to read nothing but send us to school and learn this bullshit McGraw textbook programming. That shit is dead. Them days over with, and I ain't having it. I ain't teaching my kids that same bullshit. Like my brother Derek Grace say, unlearn or relearn. So if y'all ain't never heard of Derek Grace, I advise you to go get one of his board games and some of his books, because I read my brother's stuff on the daily, and he always got something in there. I don't know, I could be feeling anything. I'll just open up his book like if it's the Bible. Just pick a random page and just get to reading, and whatever I read right there, it be what I need to hear to get myself through the day and give myself some new, juice in the cup so I can have a better sip. So I want y'all to do the same thing. Shout out my brother Derek Grace one time and how he take care of his family. That brother right there, highly intelligent. He's very needed in the community. Charleston White, shout out Unc. He's very needed in the community. He throw it right in your face and show you what it's like. I want to shout out the old nigga out there. let me take that back. The old Niji over there at the classy lady that Uncle Charleston White get his info from. That's another good, wise old brother right there. He's very needed to speak to every community leader and he need to come talk to every community. That's what I'm saying. We need a spot like how the classy lady is in Fort Worth, Texas. We need a spot like that in every ghetto, in every neighborhood, in every community. So therefore, like I said, shout out all the greats. Y'all doing y'all thing. Hey, my people, wake up. Osio Halito. See y'all soon. Y'all stay blessed out there. Whoo! Why so many crabs in the barrel? Always wanna pull a real nigga down, cause they say you got to walk in, ever feel. Craig got him feeling like the Walking Dead, yeah, come shop with me, I'll show you white girl.